It's the second half of August. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and today I'm devoting to muskie fishing. I had to wait till about 9:30 this morning for the mist to clear off the water, so it's a little bit of a late start. And it's going to be a real hot scorcher today, so I'm probably going to shut her down early, maybe 2:30 or in the afternoon or something like that. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be targeting essentially saddles between islands and shore, and some areas along the shoreline with a little bit of mix of rocks and weeds, close or deep water close to it. And I'm fishing in the area between Kenora and Muskie on the Winnipeg River. So we'll see what happens. Since muskie are basically a warm water fish, I'm targeting the areas that are getting this morning sun first, so essentially east-facing shoreline and east-facing islands. The waters that warm up the quickest should have the muskie. That's my theory. There we go. I've got my good luck charm, Andrew Ladd, captain of the Winnipeg Jets. So Andrew, do you figure I'm going to catch a muskie today? I don't know, he looks a little bit hesitant. He probably doesn't know either. We'll see how it goes and see how good a good luck charm he is. Well, so far I've had a bunch of pike following me, and after about 10-15 minutes of fishing here, I've actually caught a prize. See if I can get us out of the sun. Not big at all. But you know what? It kind of relieves a bit of the boredom. So we're going to just see if we can't take this hook out while he's still in the water. There we go. Nice little pike. It's amazing how big of a lure they'll actually fight on. And here's another one of those pesky pike. One of the problems about fishing with the east-facing bays, of course, and east-facing points, is that you end up with the sun behind you, which is not really good for taking videos. This actually is a muskie. It's actually a little muskie. There we go. First muskie of the day. Have you ever seen one that small? Sad to say that I have. I've caught them before. Nice. Where there's big little muskie, hopefully there's big muskie. There we go. We got another little pike. So we have enough of these guys, plus that nice little muskie, just to keep the guy from getting bored, you know. Of course, in some parts of the country, these pike wouldn't be considered little, but now for a muskie again. Whew, well, I'll tell you, it's getting hot already. This calls for extreme measures. Sorry to do this with my Winnipeg Jets hat, but oh, that feels good. That's what you do on hot days out fishing for muskie. Well, it's getting warm. Still not that late in the morning, but it is getting hot. So this is going to call for some extreme measures to cool down. That's better. Fishing for muskie in hot weather requires a little bit of cooling down. Here we are. It's about 10 minutes since I last dunked my hat in the water, and I need to do it again. I don't know how long I'm going to last today. So in spite of it being hot, I've actually caught lots of these little guys here to keep me from getting too bored. Not really what I'm looking for, but you know what? It's fun anyway. Time again. One more time. Man, there just has to be something in this area. It's just teeming with life. Seeing these great big schools of minnows go by, nice weeds down there. There just has to be something. I'm trying a lot of areas I haven't really tried for muskie much before. Seeing what I can drum up. Trying to work on a milk run, places to stop. Finding lots of places where there isn't muskie. I got kind of spoiled catching that one muskie, about my 10th or 11th cast in, and now I have to work on 10,000 casts again, I guess. And if I was a muskie, I'd be living here. Those nice weeds. Wouldn't you want to be there if you were a muskie? Hey, look at those nice weeds. Wouldn't you want to be there if you were a muskie? I sure would. Here we go. We got something. Whoa, he's gone. It's just small anyway. There was something living there. Nothing. There you can hear my friend the loon. Just me and the loon out here today. I haven't seen another boat. That's kind of nice. Found the weeds. Problem here is that the water has dropped several feet. So the weeds, they'd grown quite tall when the water was high. Now the weeds are more or less laying down on the top of the water, so unless you're using a lure like a toperator, you're going to get weeds on. I have a toperator, but I'd be switching all the time, so I'm trying to keep this really up high. And this particular spot where I thought I saw something moving, I might have to put a toperator on if I wanted to target them. The weeds are really right up the top here. I'm almost like guiding my big double 10 in between the weeds at the top of the water. And then I get some right at the boat here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this guy. Just too thick in here. Weeds are good for muskie, but not necessarily when they're this thick, they're not good. Even the toperator gets mucked up in this stuff. You're kind of hoping that they're at the edge of the weeds, not right in the middle of them. I quite often find that the muskie are sitting just off of a weedy shelf. They're not actually in the weeds, they're just off in the deeper water right beside it. Which is why I like to leave this lure on. Well, I'm probably not going to last too much longer. It's awfully hot out here. The activity sort of died down. Caught one muskie, had some action early, but it's just too hot. There's not a breath of wind out here. And let's probably maybe give another half hour, see what happens. I found a spot that's got a little bit of a breeze, so it's a little bit cooler. It might last a little bit more than half an hour, and we'll see how it goes. But the water temperature is now 75 degrees. 2 days ago, the water temperature is 65 degrees. It's 10 degrees in 2 days. Now, I know that fish don't like rapid temperature changes in water. It affects, the system's not really designed for that because they're cold-blooded, so that may be affecting the fishing too. But this morning, when the water was a little bit cooler still, I was doing okay, but now things have slowed down. Well, there you have a morning of muskie fishing. It's well after lunch. It's still very hot. Caught one muskie. Caught enough of these little guys to keep me out of mischief. So, as you can see, they're a lot of fun to catch anyway, even if they're not huge. So we'll let him go. We caught again. And it's pretty darn hot out. I'm thinking I'm probably going to call it a day. That's the reality of muskie fishing. You're out for many, many hours, lots of casts. I was lucky to catch one early in the day. Hey, size doesn't count, especially with muskie. I know that when I caught my first muskie, that's about the size it was, and I know lots of people would love to catch that one for their first muskie. And I'll tell you, when you do lay into one of those big ones, it's a lot of fun. So give it a try, and good luck, good fishing.